the 23rd season of The Bachelor. Can you believe it? And I'm sure you guys had no idea, but this is the first virgin bachelor they've ever had. I know, news breaking. We'll get into it right after this and meet all of his 29 contestants on our season premiere of The Bachelor After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Let's do this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Havana. Or Miami. She's not even from Havana.
Her family's from Havana.
Okay, counts for something.
She mentioned it in her little thing.
Did.
Yeah.
You guys, welcome back. Oh my gosh, Bachelor Nation family. I seriously could not be more excited.
It was a good episode.
It was such a good episode. Yeah. It felt like we'd missed you guys for a long time. I'm your host, Kristina Zias. You guys know me. I'm back again, dishing on all the scoop.
Yes.
And I am so excited to announce one of our co-hosts for this season. You guys met him last year. At least you heard his voice a lot. Jeffrey, how are you doing?
I'm good. They're letting me out of my cage, guys. I'm going to be joining permanently, which I'm really excited about. So you finally get that guy perspective, and you have to deal with my ugly face week after week.
Oh, you're so handsome. Wait, guys, doesn't he look a little bit like Ben Higgins?
Oh, that's very nice. I did.
You've gotten that before.
I've gotten it once, but just from my wife, who I think was just trying to flatter me.
That's so cute.
Because, guys, I got married. I don't know if anyone knew that.
Congratulations.
But, yeah, it's great. She's a Bachelor fan too, so she kind of got me into it. So, Laura, this is for you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, during the proposals tonight, which we'll get into in a little bit, Jeff was like so cute. He was like, oh, I just love proposals.
I do. I love a good public proposal.
It was so sweet.
I don't like to get suckered into TV. I like to think, I'm not too sensitive, but on-screen proposals always get me.
They're so sweet.
I always love them.
Always. Yeah. And you guys, obviously, we're missing two ladies tonight. Unfortunately, Kristina won't be with us this season. She is pursuing some very exciting endeavors. And let's just say you'll see her on your TV screen soon.
That's right.
More on that later on.
Yes.
And I hope you guys all got to check out Renee tonight. This was might have been the highlight of the episode for me tonight.
Definitely
Renee, our co-host, you guys have seen her for the past couple seasons. Well, tonight you might have catched her live on air, standing behind Chris Harrison, waiting to get in the hot tub, and then made it into the hot tub with Crystal and Chris.
All right.
Oh
for
my gosh.
For those watching on the YouTube, we do have clips of Renee. For those listening on the podcast, you may or may not know we have a YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific. You can join us in the live chat, which many people are doing. By the way, hi, live chat.
Hello.
We love you so much. We're so glad you're here. We'll be bringing you into the show. But you have to log on to our YouTube if you're just on the podcast.
Yes.
Because Renee's a star.
Oh, my gosh. You have to see it. And Josh is in the booth. Hello, Josh. How you doing? Josh, do you have the other photo? Oh, my gosh. This is my favorite thing ever. Liza in the chat roll said, Renee looks so cold. Renee looked amazing, first of all.
She did.
Renee always looks amazing, but it was just so funny. And she was there. She's like, guys, she told me before. She's like, listen, I'm going to miss this episode. She's like, I feel bad. It's the premiere. I want to be there, obviously. And I was like, what's going on? She goes, I'm going to be in a hot tub with Crystal and Chris. I was like, girl, you better work. You got to get them on here. So hopefully we'll be seeing Crystal and Chris on our show soon.
We said you can only go if you do groundwork and do some intel and make sure you recruit to bring some people to the show. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so this is it. I can't believe it's season 23. Obviously, this episode was very different than any other Bachelor season premiere.
It was.
And I feel like ABC just went all out for Colton.
It was 29 hours long, which I didn't realize going in.
Okay, I know, neither did I. But it was okay. It was worth it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this type of episode? It was kind of like, I feel like it was a New Year's Eve special.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Kristina, I think you liked it more than I did, which is fine. I didn't hate it. I liked the inclusion of Bachelor Nation. It was fun to see familiar faces. And I will say, they did a good job of choosing Bachelor alumni who are also good hosts, which is nice.
Definitely.
They didn't just throw someone in there who was going to flounder. But I kind of wish they would have just done an hour special before and then shown us the episode. I felt like because they kept cutting to and from the actual episode, it kept losing steam.
It took away from the episode.
For me.
Yeah.
But you liked it, right?
I think it definitely got the party started for me.
Did, yeah.
I was excited about it, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. One thing that I thought was so interesting was that they normally always do this on every season. I feel like probably for 20 seasons now. They always have past Bachelor alumni, like the actual Bachelors, come and give like a little pep talk.
You're right.
And they didn't do that this season.
And I always like that.
Me
I think it's
too.
a nice. The thing is, we did see past Bachelor alumni, but we sort of saw them in their element hosting.
But
and
this is very different
it's
because
very
they
different.
always give a pep talk and it's always the guys. And then I was like thinking, I'm like, maybe it's because the last 3 Bachelors were all like fails.
Yeah, it's true.
That's all I could think of.
Here's
Like,
what not to do.
no one wants to see Ari.
Right.
Let's be honest. No one really cares to see Nick Viall give like talk for that long anymore.
Yeah.
And Ben Higgins, everyone wants to see, but I guess we got to see him.
And it's not like he's doing well relationship wise.
Exactly.
It would have been interesting though if they brought on like a Sean Lowe, you know, someone who like came in as like the innocent blonde, because he was a virgin too.
I think he's relatable. He was, yeah.
That's what I'm confused about. So you guys in the chat will know much more than I will because you guys are the true encyclopedia. But I thought that Sean Lowe was a virgin. I thought that was his whole season.
You know what's so interesting? That was his whole thing. I think he was like a born again virgin, right?
Okay.
Wait, is that? Am I saying that
That's
correctly?
a thing, yeah.
Okay, that's
When
a
people,
thing.
yeah,
Okay.
reclaim.
Yes, exactly. So that's what he was. But you know what? Misha C in the chat room pointed out something that's really interesting. She said, "Did anyone notice how Sean Lowe and Catherine were left out of the montages and kids segment?"
Wow.
So there might be some Bachelor beef.
Maybe there's some
Anyone
Bachelor
have
beef.
some tea? Please let us know.
That's a really good point. In the comments, I know some of you guys know about this, so let us know, and we will be in the comments for sure responding, and we'll update y'all next week on why Sean wasn't there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Who do you think did the best as host during the segment?
I think Jared is a great host.
He did such a good job, right?
Yeah.
And him and Ashley are so cute.
They are. I'm a huge fan of those two.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job. You know who like kind of freaked me out a little bit? Caitlyn. I was
She
like,
was
what
kinda
is she
coming.
saying?
Yeah.
She seemed very aggressive, and I like Caitlyn, but I felt like I don't know if anyone listens to her podcast, but she always has like a lot of negative things to say about ABC. So I'm surprised they even like let her do this, and I think she was almost like, let me see what I can say to like piss them off.
Yeah, let me push the line a little
Right?
bit.
I think she did.
I sense that too. I did love her cheesy joke though.
What was that?
She goes, Brie, I thought she was a little cheesy, and knocked at the
Oh,
camera,
yeah,
or
yeah.
winked at the camera, which, you know, props to her. Not every host can just pun it out like that.
That's true.
So good for her.
She did a good job. So I have this theory, and I really don't know if I can prove it, actually.
Okay.
I mean, someone can prove it, but I always feel like a winner is someone who's in the first intro montage.
I think you're right. I mean, I don't know if that's proven either. Again, I'm sure someone in the chat does, but I think it's rare that they wouldn't show us the winner in the beginning, because they show us like 7 people, and they're trying to plant seeds of who's important.
Definitely. So should we get into those 7 people?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we had Cassie. She's 23.
Wait, before we do, how
Yes.
did you feel? Let's overall just about the episode.
Yes. Okay, let's do it.
What do you think?
I'm so excited. I had so many negative things to say about Colton, let's be honest. I did not think he was here for the right reasons. I felt like from the second he applied, he was like, I am going to be the Bachelor. I felt like that was his intention. But you know what? I think he did such a good job tonight. And I kind of, not that I take back what I said because that's how I felt,
Right.
but I believe in him, and I feel like he did such a good job being warm and open and relatable. And seeing that montage of him as a younger kid kind of like explained a little bit more to me about who Colton was.
Yeah, it was nice to hear him open up about the virginity of it all. And like once he gave that explanation, it made a little more sense. I know there's a lot of theories swirling around about
His virginity.
Yeah, and I think the way he explained it actually gave me some context. I also feel like
That didn't. The way he explains it actually confuses me.
It did.
Because he always says it's not like, he's like, I'm just waiting for the right person to be in love.
Yeah.
But then he'll say, I've been in love before.
That's a great point.
So I'm like, okay, so like, what is it? Because if you were in love with that person and you know what love was and you've just been waiting for love, that's where it doesn't make sense to me.
If he's in love with Becca, if that's who he's referring to.
No, wait, I always
Tia?
thought it was Allie
Interesting.
Reisman.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. The way I took it was maybe if he's been in love with someone before and it's Becca, I mean, when would they have had a chance? You know, because they didn't have their fantasy suite.
I'm sorry, I called BS. There's no way he was like truly in love with Becca.
That's why I'm a little nervous, though, Kristina. I like Colton. I think he did a nice job tonight, but I don't know. I didn't feel a ton of sparks or chemistry with a lot of these women, and I don't know. I mean, I think he's a sweet guy. I think he's got a big heart. I'm not sure he's super charismatic, but we might see more of that later. And honestly, the fact that he's not super charismatic maybe bodes well, because it seems like he's not in this to get a hosting job, you know?
Absolutely. I don't think he's naturally very charismatic either, but I think he seems like a nice guy.
He does. I agree. I think he's got the best interests of these women.
Yeah.
He's got their hearts, you know, he's thinking about their hearts. He's got their best interest in mind.
I think that before, from Becca's season and even on Paradise, I was almost like a little skeeved out by him. Like, I thought he was like, I didn't think he was creepy, but I didn't think he was a good guy. I thought he was like
inauthentic.
100%.
Yeah.
But I definitely liked him a lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens. What were your first impressions overall on the girls?
Fun. I like the girls. I think there's a lot of great personalities. I think they're trying to get a lot of, you know, it's a good variety. I think they made clear to us who the villains were going to be pretty early, which I'm very excited to talk about them.
Yes.
But I think from what I could tell, they've at least chosen 4 or 5 girls that I think really match Colton well, which that's the important thing at the end of the day. Whether or not you like the girls, it's are they a good fit for the person?
For sure.
And I think there are 4 or 5 that seem like they'd really be compatible with him.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I think so too. And I think that's a really good point, because I'm seeing in the chat roll someone said they did not need to see Garrett on their screen again. And it's funny because Garrett, obviously a lot of people didn't like him from last season. But Becca and him, we saw them finally. I honestly forgot they existed. I feel like they're nowhere.
They're off the radar.
They're so off the radar.
Yeah.
But they looked really happy. And even though Garrett might not be the right person for most of America, he was the right person for Becca. So I wish
They
them
seem
well.
happy.
And it's like the same thing. You don't necessarily need to be in love with the person they chose as long as they are.
I agree. Yeah.
So I felt like there was a lot of lookalikes from the girls from women from past season. Did you think that?
I mean, I feel this, I gotta say, every first episode, I'm just like, wait, is this Rachel B, Rachel M, Rachel L? Is this Brittany? Is this Kate? Like, they're all just like so many. Like, which shoulder-length, wavy-haired blonde girl is this? Was the question that replayed often in my mind.
There's like 3 Lauren Bushnells in every single season.
Yeah.
Right? Like, tonight's lookalike was Brie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's get into the girls.
Let's
the
do
montages.
it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first up, we saw Cassie. She's 23 from Huntington Beach, loves to surf. She is a speech pathologist and a grad student. I instantly thought she could be a good fit for him.
Definitely. I like Cassie a lot.
She seems really sweet, and I think they're cute. Then we had Hannah, 23 from Alabama. She was Miss Alabama.
Titletown is what it's called. Titletown, Alabama.
Titletown, Alabama.
Yeah.
And she referred to herself as the Hot Mess Express, which I kind of refer to myself as.
I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, she's Alabama Hannah.
Yeah,
I like Alabama Hannah.
She's cute.
Me too.
Then we had Katie, 26. She was the dancer.
I have to ask the chat real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I like Katie. I grew to like Katie throughout the night. She claimed that she moved to LA to dance. We saw about 15 seconds of her dancing, and I wasn't necessarily sold. If I was a manager out here looking for dancers, not sure she'd be at the top of my list.
No.
But you know what, Katie? You go, Katie.
That was so funny. And not to throw major shade to her skills, but I think it really did say medical sales rep underneath too. I think they were just like, how do we make this like hot and fancy? And they were like, she's like, oh, I like to dance also. And they're like, you're a dancer. I think that's what happened.
You're so right.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you sing in the shower doesn't make you the next American Idol contestant.
Yeah, exactly. No.
You go, Katie.
You go. Then we had Heather, 22 from Carlsbad. She says she's also a
Josh
virgin.
is on it.
Yeah.
This is great, Josh. I'm just seeing this. Our producer's killing it in the booth.
She kind of looks like Kendall a little bit.
She does. I like Heather a lot.
Yeah, she's really cute.
She seems sweet. She's a very green, like she's very young. But I think I could see her really being a match for
Wait,
Colton.
I feel like this is so funny. You're like, she's very young. She's 22, and like half the other cast is 23. It's like that Becca moment where everyone's like, Becca's so young, and they're like literally 6 months older than her. It's like that.
Yeah, it's a very young cast, which I guess is good because Colton is 26. So
It makes sense.
it's funny though. Don't you feel like 23 and 26? There's a huge difference, or not really? When I
Not
think
as
about
much for a
myself,
23-year-old woman and a 26-year-old guy.
just in terms of life stage. When I think about myself, when I think about the 3 years, I'm almost 28. When I think of the 3 years for myself between 25 and 28, I feel like I'm a pretty similar guy. But when I think of like 22 and 25 or 23 and 26, it feels huge.
I actually feel I disagree with that.
You feel different?
I feel like 22 to 25, I felt like the same person.
Okay.
And now, yeah, I think I feel different now after I turned 28.
Okay. So hopefully they're in a similar life stage to Colton.
I think they are.
Okay, that's good.
I do. I mean, Colton is so young.
He is. And he's
So-
kind of young at heart, too,
Definitely.
you know?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else did we have?
Okay, so we just talked about Heather. Onyeka.
Onyeka. Okay.
Okay, Onyeka.
I did not see this coming.
I did not either.
She's an interesting character. I like her. She's spicy. She's
spicy.
funny.
Yeah, she's a pot stirrer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about her yet. I have
Here's
to
how
see.
I feel about Onyeka.
Okay.
I think Onyeka is going to be kind of a closet villain, but the villain you really like.
Yeah.
You know, there's always one this season where like you're like, I don't know if I'd want Onyeka in my friend group, but I'd love it if she showed up to my party.
Yeah,
Because you know
yeah.
she'd like stir the pot. To me, she's got paradise written all over.
From like the second she stepped on the screen.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. Next, we had Nicole, 25 from Miami. I really liked her. She was all about her family. We saw her brother AJ.
Oh yeah, I do too.
And she was really cute.
It was nice they incorporated her family. Yeah, I almost got Bibiana vibes.
I can see that, but I don't think they're very alike. I just think that they're Latina,
That's
which
bad.
is messed up.
I'm like, she's a lot like Bibiana. You're like, not at all.
no, sorry.
They're both from the world's second largest population, which is Latin.
Yeah,
Maybe I
sorry
should
about
leave.
that. No.
More just because like she got emotional when she wasn't getting chosen. Remember how Bibby was all?
But Bibi, I feel like got mad.
You're right. It's different.
It's different.
She's not at all like Bibiana.
I don't think they're anything alike. But they're both cute. They're both Latina.
We just watched it, guys. Give me a break. Cut me some slack.
But we'll see. I was so worried that she wasn't going to get chosen, and I'm happy that she did.
Me too. I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like she seems sweet and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't feel like we don't know her that well, but I liked her enough that I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see. Then we had Kirpa, right?
Yes.
Which was I think is really cool because I'm from New Jersey and I grew up in a very densely Indian populated city. So where I grew up was always very diverse.
Right.
And I don't ever remember there being an Indian woman on the show.
Yeah, or was she? Is she Persian or Indian? Did it say Indian?
I think she's Indian.
Okay.
I think she's. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it's an Indian name.
Yeah.
So.
But she was cute. She's
Definitely.
a dental hygienist.
Yeah.
I thought that little clip of like the camera in the mouth starting out was just so cheesy.
Some director's like, this is my chance.
Yeah,
Put it
totally.
in the mouth.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't have anything super exciting to say about Kirpa, but
Because
definitely
there was nothing that exciting.
Right, but nothing negative either. I think she's cute.
Same.
She might be kind of a dark horse, you know?
Right. Then we have Demi, 23.
Oh.
She's the country girl, Texas. She's an interior designer. Her mom is in prison for embezzlement. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate her being real, raw, and honest about her family life.
Definitely. There's always that moment though where it just you can kind of feel the producer in the background like make sure the prison calls. Like it was a little gross
Right.
the way it was handled where she's like about my family situation. Boop. This is the federal prison accepting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, we're definitely watching a television show.
Yeah, I agree as well.
But cool for her to be open. I don't know though. There's something about.
Wait, there's something about her, right?
I mean, they're painting her to be the villain. I
think so?
I do, and I don't love the fact. To me, they're painting her to be the villain, and I want you guys to see if you agree with me on Demi. But I don't love that, like, they're already painting this villain story, then it's like, and her mom's in prison. Like, the way it all kind of came together kind of skeeved me out.
Really?
That's just my take. Again, they call me Hot Take Jeff. I don't know what we're going to see, but I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Do we think Demi's a villain, and do we feel like the show painted her in a way that was maybe a little manipulative?
I definitely think they manipulated her, but I didn't get villain from her.
Okay.
But you want to know what the chat roll just let us know?
Yes.
That her Instagram handle is Demi_not_Lovato.
That's awesome.
I think
like
it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So she was, for some reason, she rubbed me a little bit the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because she took Colton first or what it was, or maybe because she seemed confident, but it didn't seem authentic at all.
I agree. I think
So-
she's already playing marionette. And the first thing she said, I don't know how you feel about her entrance, but she said, I haven't dated a virgin since I was 12.
Oh my gosh, I don't like that.
It's a little gross.
It's a little gross.
Because it's like, so when you were 13? I mean, I'm not one to judge.
No,
But clearly I am, because I'm sitting on an after show panel talking about 30 women.
Well, we're judging. Yeah. We're judging. All right, and then that's all we saw from the beginning.
Yeah, that's all we saw from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That's correct.
And then we had the girls coming in. From the girls coming in, who was...
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did we get enough shots of Colton in the shower? Because I feel like we should have gotten more of that.
You know, that really bothers me. It's like not a meat show. Like if this is like someone who's supposed to represent, you know, like the
Class.
ultimate bachelor in America.
Right.
Why are we just showing off his body?
Right.
Especially when there's so much more to him with like his family and the charity. That's like what he was all about.
I know. Yeah, and
Why didn't we see any of that? Now I'm pissed.
Well, it's to your point of we didn't bring anyone in to talk to him. If we
Right.
would have had the moment where the four guys are playing basketball, talking about the journey, it always feels a little staged, but at least we get to know them for more than just what they look like in the shower.
Right.
And this is my fear with Colton. Again, I like him. I think he's a nice guy, but I'm worried there's not a ton of personality there. And I'm worried if there's not enough for them to actually produce, so they have to lean on footage of him lifting or showering to, it's like they always try to paint their version of what the Bachelor's manhood looks like. For Ben, I think it was like he was like a strong, quiet leader. And for Ari, he was a race car driver.
Right.
And for Colton, it's like he lifts weights and looks good in the shower. I'm just like worried there's nothing there.
But I disagree. I don't think that's the Colton that people fell in love with last season.
You're right.
And there's so much more to him than being a virgin.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish he would have been like, you know what, Chris? Yes, I'm a virgin. Now can we shut up about it?
I know.
Because I'm also this. I'm also like A, B, C, and D.
We haven't really even opened that can of worms yet. Obviously, we knew. I mean, we talked about it last year when Colton was announced. We knew that. Wait, what's so funny?
Misha in the chat room said there wasn't enough body shots. They need to make up for last year. I guess because Ari, there was nothing there to show.
Colton is pretty, so show it off. Misha's always cracking me up.
But they could have definitely showed his charity.
Right. They could have shown us a lot more.
That's a huge part about. That's what he does.
And we knew that ABC was going to lean into the he's a virgin component, but it's so much.
When I was walking around the Grove, which is a mall in Los Angeles, and I saw the first big billboard for him, and when I saw that it said, "What does he have to lose?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was cringing so hard.
Because it almost feels like they're manipulating him.
Totally.
I mean, they have to. ABC, this is their cash cow. They have to get as much out of it as they can. But I think there's more to Colton, or at least I hope there is. And right now, ABC is not really giving it to us.
No.
So.
But even on last season, I feel like we saw so much more of Blake and Jason and Garrett, more of their personalities than we ever did of Colton.
I know. That's why I'm worried.
But you know what? I don't think you should be worried. I think these girls got it.
These girls got it.
The girls got it.
Well,
that's what The Bachelor is really about.
You're right. It's always
about
the contestants.
100%.
And it looks like no matter what Colton's personality is, there's going to be a lot of emotional turmoil, which, however you feel about it, good TV, baby.
It'll be good. It'll be good. All right, let's run through some of these ladies real quick. We don't have to go through them all, but I want to know if you had a certain entrance that you really liked.
Oh, a certain entrance. Okay.
Mine was Erin, Cinderella, because I love how she came in with the horse and carriage in the blue dress, but then left her shoe.
I know.
I thought it was so clever and cute.
I agree.
And I really thought he would go up to her and be like, listen, have you been looking for this? Or I found this.
I know.
But maybe that's where he doesn't have any personality.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty brilliant, honestly, because not only is it like romantic and it's a call to, a fairy tale, but it actually gives an incentive for him to talk to her.
Totally.
So
that's
it's
what I thought.
strategic as well.
It was, for sure.
I don't know. None of the entrances blew me away. I'm looking at these now, and I will say I liked Tayshia. In terms of my best first impression, we didn't see much of her after her first, but I thought she was really sweet. The first thing she asked was, "How nervous are you right now?" I think in a way to like disarm him, which I thought was really nice. And I just thought they had a sweet, kind of nice energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she was sweet. There wasn't like anything crazy. I liked Kaylin. I thought hers was really good with the Miss North Carolina, and then how she flipped it to say Miss Underwood.
It was sweet.
It was sweet and clever and cute and memorable.
Yeah, and clearly because
Yes.
I think he likes Kaylin a lot.
I think so too.
Okay, I have to say it. Sometimes I cringe when The Bachelor tries to be funny or lean into the ridiculous comedy antics, but I was here for every single moment of this sloth. I thought this was hilarious.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. I think he felt very uncomfortable.
People in the chat room, I don't think like the sloth either.
I can't tell if Prison Mike just says sloth. Prison Mike, give us your stance. Are you pro sloth? Are you anti sloth?
I thought the sloth was funny. I just wish that she wasn't drunk when she took off her.
My family's from Boston, and like, trust me, like I'm dressed in the looks like I just love animals.
I was like, oh man, I had like such high hopes for you. I thought it was gonna be more of like an Alexis moment where she was like actually like really cute and funny and had so much personality. But that girl seemed to be like a little bit of a hot mess.
It was a train wreck that just continued into a train explosion.
Yeah, that really, it was bad.
Yes.
Chat roll, we want to know who had the best entrance. Who was your favorite?
Great question.
I also liked, let's see.
How do you feel about Brie posing as an Australian?
I think that was funny. But we didn't see anything else of her.
I know.
And I wanted to see more.
Right.
And I want to see how long she's going to keep up that charade. Is it going to be all season long? Is it going to be... Because I don't remember seeing a conversation with them at all tonight.
No.
I was so worried that she was going to get sent home.
Misha says the sloth will never be dolphin shark.
Never. You're totally right about that.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting how many women were speaking their native languages. We had someone speaking Croatian. We had someone speaking Mandarin, which was cool.
Yeah. It's funny. At first, the way the camera was shot, I didn't even realize that she potentially had a... It was nice. It was nice to see that diversity.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, we had three different native languages spoken, which is cool. I can't tell if Colton's into that, though. I feel like Colton wants an English-speaking Southern girl.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. I mean, again, I don't really know because I don't feel like I know Colton at all.
Zoe or Zoe, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying it right, from the chat roll said, I like the box of his favorite underwear, haha. And I thought that was really cute. That was Hannah G. She gave him an empty box. I guess Colton doesn't wear underwear.
The way I took it, which made me laugh, and, you know, I thought she was saying, this is your underwear, implying that at some point he won't be wearing it with her. Oh. Like, this will be your underwear at the fantasy suite kind of thing, which I was like, bold move, but...
I don't think that's what she meant.
I don't think that's
but
what
I like that.
That's the guy's interpretation versus the girl's interpretation.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. That's so funny. Erica was funny with the nuts. Oh, and it made me realize what would be my Bachelor entrance.
What's that?
Okay, ready? If I were going on The Bachelor, I would bring him a tray of Greek pastries that I made.
Oh, yeah.
Because food is the way to every guy's heart.
So
and
true.
it would speak a little bit to me and my culture. And I think it'd be memorable.
I love it. That's smart. Well, the other thing is, too, I'm sure they get hungry. So to bring food, it's a great one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inspired by Erica McNutt.
Erica McNutt.
Erica McNutt.
Yes.
Tracy, the wardrobe stylist from Los Angeles, had the handcuffs. She was the fashion police and she came in the car. What'd you think about that?
I thought it was very confusing because Tracy, I so assumed she'd be a cop, you know, because she pulls up in a cop car.
Yeah.
And then it's like wardrobe stylist.
Yeah. You're like, Jeff, have you ever seen Fashion Police?
I actually, unfortunately.
Oh, what?
I know.
Tracy, come and arrest him right now. No.
I don't know why. We don't know her well enough, but I don't get a great first impression from
Neither
Tracy.
do I.
Not my favorite right now. Sorry, Tracy.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's my
But I think
sister's
I know
name.
someone who knows her.
And it's my sister's birthday. Sorry, my sister's name is Tracy, and it's her birthday. So if you're watching, Tracy, happy birthday. I had to say that.
Happy birthday.
She's the best.
Let's see. We also had Catherine, 26, the DJ, who brought her dog Lucy and gave him to Colton.
Here's what I'll say. If you want to make a great first impression on a guy, maybe don't bring an obligation as the very first thing you bring when you meet someone. I don't love the idea of like, not only do you have to take care of me, but this thing, and you will, I don't know. To me, it's just like, if you want to paint a negative picture of a woman in a movie or TV show, the stereotype is like they leave the baby on the doorstep, you know, something like that. Just a very interesting move from Catherine. I wouldn't be into that personally if it's a first time meeting somebody. I know I love dogs, but I don't know.
I think if the situation was different, I think if she brought her dog and was like, listen, don't worry, Lucy or whatever your dog's name is isn't going to stay here, but this is my child, love my life. I know you love dogs too.
For sure.
So I'd really love you to meet my baby because if we're going to be together, I just want you to know it's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
You get both of us. Because I feel like he loves dogs so much, so it could have been really cute like that. But I just don't think he was into her, and I think that he likes big dogs. And
too.
a big dog person, it's like different. You know what I mean? They don't want to like all of a sudden hold this little dog. I mean, I'm sure he loves all dogs, but I don't think he was sold right away.
People are saying she looks like Jennifer Coolidge. Do you know who that is?
No.
She's the manicurist from Legally Blonde, among other things.
Oh my gosh.
And I think they're kind of right.
Wait, really?
I'd have to agree with a lot of the chat. Like honestly,
Oh my
when
gosh,
I pulled
okay,
up
in
the
that
photo,
photo
right now,
I
I'm
could
just
see it a
like,
little
isn't that
bit.
young Jennifer Coolidge right there?
Yeah.
I just thought that myself. So kudos to
Wait.
the chat room as well.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny.
It's interesting. It says she's 26, and at least Kristina and I feel like it looks like she's gotten some work done.
I'm gonna say a hard yes.
I mean, it's the tough thing.
It's fine, but like, you know, that's what happens when you get work when you're done. When you're young. You end up looking a lot older.
The chat is speculating that she might be older than the show claims. I get the same vibe.
Does the show do that?
I don't know.
Do you think they lie about people's ages?
I mean, I think Catherine is. I think the chat's right.
Shindy said all that Botox she's getting from Neil Lane's doctor. Shade.
Oh, Misha, she's cracking me up tonight. So do you think now that we're talking about Catherine, should we just talk about...
Yeah, let's do it. So obviously, rewind a little bit. I just want to say, the one moment I really loved from Colton tonight was when he came in and addressed all the women.
Yeah.
I think he had such a good speech. It really felt warm and from the heart. And I feel like if I were in that room, I would have like melted a little bit and felt comfortable. I think he did such a good job. It felt really authentic. I think he was genuinely so excited, and I believed him when he said, I hope my wife is in this room.
I do too. I think Colton was raised really well. I think you can see that. You know, we saw some of his family on JoJo's season. They're obviously raised
on Becca's season.
Thank you, Becca. But I think I agree with you. His speech seemed really sincere, and I think whether or not he will or whether or not he's ready, he really does want to find his wife. I don't know if he's ready for it personally, and that's why I think this season is going to be interesting. But I do think his heart of hearts wants to get married and be a dad like tomorrow.
Same.
So it'll just be interesting to see whether or not that intention matches that delivery.
Right.
You know?
Wait, you know what I just thought of?
What's that?
I really wish Catherine, because obviously she's going to be the villain, I wish she just brought her dog with her and like had him in it, like Reese Witherspoon style.
Yeah, I know.
Since we were talking about Legally Blonde, because I feel like that would have been a funny like villain moment.
She is
yes,
just
like I'm here and my dog's with me.
Yeah, and like a person one hand.
Yeah.
She is just like such a small dog kind of person.
Yeah.
Also, apparently she's a DJ, and I haven't been able to find anything. And I will say, her energy and wardrobe does not scream, I like run the show at a Miami nightclub. Or Fort Lauderdale's where she's from. A lot of nightclubs in Fort Lauderdale.
I'm sure, plenty of them.
But I want you all to do the research for us. Find a set that Catherine DJ. I think it's DJ Argo. I was finding is her name, which is a great movie. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see Catherine spinning hard at a nightclub.
I don't see that either. I don't see that either. Okay, so let's get into the girls real quick so we can wrap this up because obviously tonight was a long episode. I'm going to just run through some of the connections that I saw. We had Colton and Hannah G. That was the connection where they had the 3 breasts. That was really sweet. I thought it was like personal and sweet, and I liked that. Then we had Colton and Kaylin. They talked about traveling, getting married young, and he kissed her.
Yeah.
And he went in for that. I was like, okay, Colton, make those moves.
He made a move.
At first, though, I was like a little thrown off because Kaylin was like, I just love to travel. I love to travel. And I love to travel too, but I got a vibe from her that she was very young and definitely not ready to get married.
Well, she kind of backpedaled. You know, she's like, I love to travel. I'm young, but also I'm excited to be wife. Like, I felt like it was a little bit like...
Because she really caught herself.
She's like, I love traveling. I love hooking up with my future husband. Like, I felt like it was a little bit like she backpedaled, but...
Oh, my gosh. Colton and Sydney, she was the dancer and did that little dance class. I thought that was really cute.
Sweet. I like Sydney. I also, the string quartet was playing Claire de Lune, which is my favorite song.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that was, I like
cute.
Sydney. Yeah.
Then we had Colton and Tayshia.
I
Carnival.
I will say I like Tayshia a lot. I'm kind of getting friend zoned from them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Likewise.
But I like her.
And then we had all the incidences with Catherine.
Oh, so much Catherine. I have a couple more just connections I want to shout out. I like Alabama Hannah a lot. And I think she seems really good for him.
When she was like, "Oh, what is the scariest thing you've ever done?" Yeah, I think so too. She was really cute.
She seems sweet, and I feel like I get the impression Colton kind of wants to settle down and dive into a family right now kind of guy. And I sort of sense that from Alabama Hannah too, just based on their interactions. They kind of both seem like family, sort of conservative type.
Right. I thought Colton and Cassie had a really cute moment
Definitely.
with the sign language.
Yes.
I really like her. I feel like they could be a good match.
Speech Path Cassie's my favorite right now.
Same.
So I see them going far.
Choose another. She's mine.
Well, okay. I like Dog Rescue Alex a lot, and I felt like they had a good connection. And I think Dog Rescue Alex is a dark horse. I'm gonna put her in my top
Dog
4.
Rescue Alex is the one who was sick and couldn't talk, right?
Yeah, green dress is what I
Okay,
remember.
I'm sorry. I don't care. This is your first night meeting someone. You can like talk more. Do you know what I mean? I had laryngitis for like a year straight, my freshman year of college.
You know what though? She made it a thing. Like I feel like she was trying to like
That's
Love
true.
Actually it was how I took it, and everyone loves that scene from Love Actually.
Oh,
So I like Dog Rescue Alex.
Okay, what about Colton and Katie? Because they had a sweet connection talking about family, and then he kissed her.
Catch me up on Katie. Oh, East Coast dancer.
Yes.
The quote dancer.
The dancer.
Yeah, I like Katie. For some reason, though, I feel like he felt like Katie and him had a lot of chemistry.
And
as
you
a
didn't see
viewer,
it?
I didn't really see sparks.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Maybe some of the girls are just so crazy that her just being like, I love my family. He was like, oh, thank God, someone normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least you're not a sloth.
He was like, I just spoke to a sloth hanging in a tree. Okay, so can we get into it
Yeah.
about Catherine?
Let's talk about Catherine.
Okay, so at first, I believed her when she said I was only with him for 30 seconds. And I was happy she went back.
Yes.
Because after being interrupted, I understand, like...
And that was with Tracy, right? I get weird vibes from Tracy. I'm just going to say it.
Same. So I was happy she went back. But then when she did it the third time and then the fourth time, I was like, oh, okay. She knows what she's doing. She's the villain and she has no problem showing it.
Definitely. You could see it in her eyes, you know? That just like twinge of like, I'm taking control.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was the best part about the Catherine of it all, though, was that Onyeka was like not having it.
Not having it, but I was almost like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you starting so much beef right now for no reason? It wasn't like she interrupted Onyeka.
Right.
Then I could understand.
Right.
But no,
sat
she
her
just
down.
like took it upon herself to be like the timing police.
Oh, Onyeka made many mistakes here, many Bachelor mistakes. One, it's always dangerous to speak on behalf of all the girls. Because when you become like, a lot of people are saying this, all of a sudden you're the SHIT stirrer.
Yes.
And like, that's going to bite her later. Because
Definitely.
it's just, you need to stay friends with everyone. And I think Onyeka wanting to come out and just sort of start to be the ringleader, as a viewer, I love it. I could see Onyeka on my screen. Again, she screams paradise to me.
Right.
But I think she's making a lot of rookie mistakes.
I mean, obviously Colton's not choosing her. I think it's safe to say that. I want to say something else about Catherine.
Yeah.
Did she remind you of anyone besides
Crystal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Crystal vibes from her. Just the way she was even talking.
I know, it's very much like, I just feel like I needed to get my time. and
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about this at all.
It was so interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting to
Well,
see.
it's tough because when people have had a lot of work done, and we don't know if she has or not, but you can't always tell what emotion, because happy looks like sad, and it's like when the face doesn't move, you don't always know.
That's
so she
true.
can hide her motivations.
That's true. What did you think about Hannah G getting the first impression rose? Were you surprised about that?
I was. Honestly,
Who did you think it was going to go to?
Cassie, Speech Path Cassie was who I thought.
Interesting.
Oh, we didn't even talk about tall blonde. We talked about Heather. We talked tall blonde, never been kissed. Is that Heather?
Yeah, who looks like Kendall.
I like Heather a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about her. Jumping back to Hannah G, I have two thoughts on this. One, I didn't expect her to get the first impression rose. I didn't love her entrance, even though I thought it was bold. It was a little like crude for you never see a first impression rose that usually goes to someone that bold. She was the no underwear.
Right.
But that's okay.
I don't think that was that bold, though.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Because I think you took it differently than
I
how
took it
she
different.
meant it.
Yeah.
You thought she was saying, I want to see you without your underwear on.
That's how I took it,
And
yeah.
she was like, oh, I heard this silly rumor. Haha, I'm teasing you.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it's a little bit more innocent than you took it.
Here's my number 2 about Hannah G, though.
Okay.
Has anyone in the chat been on Hannah G's Instagram? Because she has about 90,000 followers. The first 4 line items in her bio are her management and that she's a model. And there's about 2 people total on her Instagram. One of them is in one photo, and it's Colton. The other one is in about 100 photos, and it's Hannah G. And it's her posing with food. It's her posing on beaches with hats. It's her posing on windswept fields. I just think all of this is very red flag to me. Is
She's
she
not here for the right
reasons. I don't know, Kristina.
Okay, well, you also pointed this out, that she is good friends with Danielle M.
She is. And I love Danielle M.
And Danielle M. So I don't know if Hannah's there for the right reasons. I think she's definitely there to get a larger Instagram following.
Yeah.
But I do think she could be a good fit for Colton. They would make a cute couple for sure. And you know what? She seems sweet. And I believe Colton, when he said that you own your nervousness and you own your imperfections. And that's why I liked you.
I think you like Hannah G a little more than me.
That's fine.
Which is fine. We'll see what happens.
I also don't feel like I got to know her that well.
I agree. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens.
We don't know anyone well yet.
No.
You know, night one, we're doing our best to best to pause it and make these predictions, but we don't know that much right now.
No, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk about who got the roses? We have,
yeah.
I mean, Kaylin, Katie, Alex, obviously Hannah G, Hannah B, Onyeka, Caitlin, Annie, Krupa, Heather, Elise, Courtney, Cassie, Demi, Hannah, Bree, Sydney, Tracy, Nicole, Catherine. Did I miss anyone?
Nope, that's what I got.
That's it. I mean, I'm excited about this group of ladies. The only person that I was sad to see go was Cinderella. I just couldn't believe it. I thought her entrance was too cute.
I kind of liked what was her name? Where she was like, I won't leave you. Tajwan. I liked Tajwan too. But
that's true, and she left also.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, if you had to choose right now, who do you think is going to be the winner, and who do you think is going to be the next Bachelorette?
Winner is going to be Kaylin. Next Bachelorette is going to be Cassie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I think winner is going to be Cassie, and next Bachelorette is going to be Kaylin.
Okay, awesome. I like both of them, so if that's how it goes
Chat
down.
roll real quick. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be the winner? Who do you think is going to be the next Bachelorette? First impressions, do it right now.
Do it right now, and then also for those watching after, put it in the comments as well.
Absolutely. And you guys, we are so excited to be back with you this season. We will be live every Monday night at 8 p.m. or 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're watching on YouTube, please join us next week and every week thereafter. If you're listening, we appreciate you guys so much. You can obviously listen to us on your way to work, when you're at work pretending to do your work, anytime you want. And, you know, come watch our videos sometimes too and leave us some comments. We ask a lot of questions here, so you could answer them in the chat roll. Okay, let's see real quick. People are saying the winner is Cassie, winner Hannah G, Hannah G. Oh, and also real quick, there's some scoop that apparently Jason and Caitlin Bristow are dating.
Ooh.
More on that next week, you guys.
I love it.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Jeff, where can everyone find you?
Kristina, first, I must say, very well led. It was great to be here. Nice job. And guys, thanks for welcoming me. I'm so glad to be here. You know me already, but it's Jeff Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Jeffrey C. Graham. Real quick for those listening, no spoilers, please. I know some of you guys reality Steve it. Keep spoilers out of the chat. Keep spoilers out of the comments. We don't do that here.
No.
So if you do, get out.
Yeah, absolutely. Please. That's not cool. And you guys, my name is Kristina Zias. You can follow me across social media at Miss Zias. Check out my Instagram and YouTube. And I'll see you guys here on Monday.
Sounds good. See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.